How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Real Night. Today we are hopping back into Dexter Original Sin with episode number 9. So, we kind of had a bit of like a wrapping up episode last time as far as like Deb's story goes. We got to see Geo's true colors there. I mean, it didn't catch me by surprise. I was already pretty suspicious of the guys, like especially because they weren't giving him any like bad traits. He was like presenting as this like perfect partner and stuff like that. So that's automatic red flag, you know what I'm saying? But we also got Brian as well, it kind of being reintroduced here into the story, into the mix. He's the one that's been kind of experimenting and trying to, you know, figure out the way that he wants to kill and stuff like that. Laura, painting the nails, symbolically kind of like preparing us for what was going to happen. We didn't really get that scene where they were like playing outside, which was the flashback that we got where Dexter was like remembering stuff. That was like that was when her nails were painted and stuff like that. But you know, there's very little, like there's little things here and there throughout this entire season where it's like very little continuity, and I'll probably speak on that later on. But we also got them in the shipping container. We didn't see Laura getting taken out or anything. They might just leave it implied because we do know what happened there, but we also have to get Harry kind of saving Dexter, maybe, you know, when they're walking out of the shipping container, he's holding them and stuff like that. They might recreate that scene, but and we might get some more background on that, so I'm looking forward to seeing that if we do. Circling back around to Spencer, and this might lead to a kill where Dexter just does his thing without even like including Harry, because Harry is just so close to everything that he'll probably never get a yes from Harry, even if the evidence was like super compelling. We will see. Let's roll it. Okay, we got a title full of blood this time. Blood drive. Is this bingo?
N37.
Oh, you missed N30.
Oh, is this Brian?
My mom always said bingo is the best way to gamble without losing all of your money.
Your mother is a wise woman.
Yeah, the alignment of the colors of the
Brian.
little markers.
You are my lucky charm tonight. Don't you go anywhere.
No, I don't think he's going anywhere. I wonder how much we're going to see of this. You know, of like Brian doing his thing.
How's he doing? How's Bobby?
Shot in the neck. Massive blood loss. He's in surgery.
Jesus Christ.
I'm so sorry.
It's like this whole partner. And you know, maybe they'll offload it on like, this is Dexter's kind of memory. That's how they set it up as. So, you know, maybe Dexter is misremembering some aspects of the past. But this whole partner situation, as well as Matthews.
Who was Brian Moser?
He's from a vice case. Bobby and I worked back in '73. Laura Moser. I was having an affair with her. I always wondered what happened to little Brian.
Are we sticking with like the he was too old angle that Harry had explained?
The case is compromised. I had an affair with Laura. Spence, they have her 2 boys.
Any idea where they are?
Port Miami docks. Estrada does all of his business there. I can lead the charge.
Wonder if this gave him the idea to kidnap the kids, you know. It's very interesting that they
Give me your shield.
some consequences. But yeah, it is very interesting that they introduced him as the person doing like the kidnapping and stuff early on. So I guess, I don't know. We see a different side of him now in all these flashbacks, every scene that he's in.
Any proof of life in a shipping container is enough to crack open the lock.
And yeah, that explains his uniform in that flashback that we had.
I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna find you.
Yeah, so they might have already done what they did to Laura, and they're just like sitting in the blood, you know, like before.
Spencer had everyone fooled, but not me. For him, pain was pleasure.
I really don't think...
Spencer was my first child killer. True
Yeah.
evil incarnate.
I mean, it is pretty evil, but like I don't know if he really enjoys it. I think it's really just a means to an end for him. And he's just not remorseful. He's just, you know.
Spencer's bachelor pad. It did work as a crash pad for a recently divorced husband.
So I wonder how recent his divorce is. Oh, they had a whole bowling team as well, huh?
Oh.
Really going for it now.
Right home. God, I've been up for 20 hours straight. I'm bleary-eyed as hell. I have had the shittiest of shitty days.
Sometimes I thought Harry was a little unkind.
But yeah, Dexter was about to just do it, you know, without Harry's go-ahead here. So I think I might be onto what he's going for. His feet sticking out of the curtain. Yeah, he just went all the way. Had been pretty funny though.
Where am I?
Lucky it was only the second floor. We would have had to pull a...
Thanks for getting your sister out of Bimini.
Not a problem. It was fun to be out on Camilla's boat.
Huh? Slice of pie, so good.
So it's Camilla's boat? I don't know. The whole boat angle is fuzzy to me. Because it's Harry's boat. Or should be, you know? Unless, even in all the flashbacks, he was borrowing it from Camilla in them, which I don't think is the case.
Before you say anything, I dumped Gio.
Actually, according to my calculations,
Get off my boat.
You can ground me for a month. I know I deserve.
It's not like grounding is going to do anything. At least she already
No more
showed that she
dating older
doesn't care
guys,
about that.
ever. You understand?
The heart wants what the heart wants, Dad.
Yeah, Lundy.
I'll do my best.
Her best was failure. It's a lot of shipping containers to go through. Oh, we got the car. I know that was in the shot.
I got something! Over here.
Hey. Oh, God. Okay, I got you. I got you.
I'm glad that we're getting Brian's angle on this. I was really wanting, you know, more Brian, more background on that. So it's like the perfect opportunity to give us that, but...
Dad! Dad! Dad!
So he knows it's him. Yeah.
This will all be over soon.
No! Dad! Don't go! Please!
Very weird. But yeah, just, I guess, favoritism as well from Harry. You know, that was another reason.
There's no mention of Dexter in any records. Look where it is off the trail.
Great, any sign of what I was looking for?
As far as I can tell, Brian went to the Tampa facility shortly after leaving you.
After leaving him. So did he take him in for a while? Maybe he, like, tried to, like, take him in and then, you know, there was just, like, too many signs of darkness, maybe.
The state would prefer not to separate siblings. Is there any way you could foster them as a pair? Brian has been remarkable.
Oh, the woman from, Bingo. No wonder they gave her such, like, a defining feature with the birthmark. So I wonder why Brian would want, maybe want revenge. Or maybe he's trying to, like, figure out where Dexter is by, like, getting close to her.
Is their mother the woman you had an affair with?
Yes.
These boys need a mother.
Yeah. Doris was a real one. For sure. For sure. That's insane. Barely even a second's hesitation early, just got up and just went to him.
Hello.
Their first interaction.
I'm Dexter Morgan. Deb, what you working on?
Trying to catch a possible serial killer.
Can I see?
No.
Did you always want to do this?
Good question. No.
What happened to Tanya? We obviously know that what might happen to Spencer and why. But, like, why is Tanya? Like, what happened with her? If something doesn't come up in this season, probably in the next one.
Could always use more kick-ass women around here.
Giving her an idea. Sure, he wants to drain all of it.
He was a better actor than a cop.
So he could still be alive.
And take some pointers like he always does.
Why do you think the cartel has targeted children?
Fucking evil animals.
Chop that up to foreplay.
I want to donate blood for Bobby.
Great.
I can see why that would be a potential issue, yeah.
I got a call from a former partner who tested positive for HIV.
Oh, I've got you.
listen, intern. One of our own is in need. This is what we do. Which arm?
Oh man, this is gonna put his probably his whole night plans in jeopardy, you know? Tonight might not be the night.
Okay.
Yeah, we might see why they had to give up Brian, huh? Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Too noisy. You can't do things like that.
You're not my dad!
I know. I'm not. We're both here to take care of you and your brother.
You also want to hear something! Ugly ass fucking... I miss my mom!
I'm sure this doesn't come as a surprise, though, considering what they both went through, you know? Dexter's just more internal. And also, you know, not having to be the shield, like as we saw, of course, Brian was holding Dexter, you know, kind of keeping him safe, not having to be the shield in that scenario. Probably allowed him to come out a tiny bit cleaner, but not by much. You just here, watching.
I wanted to spend my life with my little brother.
So was she like responsible for like separating them or what? I mean, I'm not necessarily even looking for logic from Brian because he was a little bit more of the other end of the spectrum.
The coach rewatched your tape and is still interested in meeting about a scholarship.
Very cool.
If you wouldn't mind calling us back at the FSU administrative office, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks.
Things might be looking up. But yeah, like I mentioned in the closing thoughts, I think like an episode or two ago, we did have some confirmation that Deb went to college, so I was assuming she would. Oh, this is where he's gonna do it.
I've been feeling unsettled.
Yeah.
Ever since I'd seen Jimmy hanging from that bridge.
I don't know if it's really gonna end like this.
Note to self, giving blood is harder than taking it.
And he does have a semblance of the kill gear on, apparently. Kind of looks like.
5,000 cash by 1 a.m. or I tell the world. Fucking Victor.
Victor.
Victor, you actually did this?
Is it the guy he gave the shirt to? Is that who Victor is?
Don't be kissing my husband while he's unconscious.
While he's unconscious. Okay, I got it. Brian Moser.
Yeah, we do have confirmation now with the photos, so.
Just to connect with Dexter for whatever fucked up reason.
Say, Dexter.
Didn't follow the instructions. But that's okay.
He put our baby in danger.
I'm afraid we can't handle this level of trauma. We know that the state doesn't want to split siblings, but...
You know, and I do wonder.
Hey, where's Spiny going?
We did have confirmation that he had like violent tendencies and stuff like that, but I do wonder if they had not been split up, what that would have looked like. Would Dexter's presence have like tempered Brian in a way? Would he have been maybe more protective versus going on the offensive? I don't know. Those tendencies probably still would have been there. Dexter would have still had that deep-seated trauma, but he might have come to terms with it a little bit more early had he been with his brother. He's got to stop using those bags. Yeah.
I learned a valuable lesson that night. Never give 2 pints of blood on stalk and kill days.
Oh no, not now.
I learned a valuable lesson that night.
Why, my son?
Wow. Was it hard, even for a fucking evil animal like you, to cut off your own son's finger? How many other children have you murdered over the years?
None.
Yeah. I don't...
Seriously?
Like I said, like, I don't know if he's really, like...
I protected this city.
Yeah.
You were always one of the good guys to me.
I am one of the good guys.
Good guys don't kill kids.
She betrayed me.
Becca.
So that was part of the motivation too, huh?
You did all this to hurt your ex-wife.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain the judge's kid. But I guess that might have just been to build the story like I was saying.
You killed me. You'll die of starvation.
That moment was the worst case of serial killer blue balls I'd ever had.
When I get back,
Where's he going?
more forthcoming about Nikki.
I mean, yeah, he just ruined the integrity of the rap there, and he's just gonna leave? What's going on? Didn't he see what he did? Maybe this is planned? Maybe? I don't know. Like, did he not observe what he did? Did you not see that? Wow.
You needed help.
What I needed was my family.
Ooh. A true recreation.
You promised me you wouldn't separate me and Dexter. I'm gonna separate you.
Help me!
Tamping down my dark passengers.
Okay. Yeah.
But when a child's life was at stake.
He's going to find Nikki. I was gonna say, like, if this was like Dexter just being reckless and dumb, like that would have been bad. But yeah, I get that angle for sure now. That was a pretty good episode too. I think they're really bringing it home at the end of this season. Like I've said throughout, there are like a lot of timeline issues and like little things here and there, like with the boat, with Harry's partner, a lot of different things. But you know, overall, it's been a pretty enjoyable season so far. We do have one more episode left, of course, the finale. I will say now that we have like a somewhat of a confirmation of what Spencer was doing, I did theorize that it could be the ex-wife. That was like one of my first guesses, but I don't like that angle more than I like the angle of him, you know, trying to really take out these cartel members, because I think that better explains like Jimmy Powell. Oh, not Jimmy Powell. Was it Jimmy Powell? I think Jimmy Powell. But that better explains that kidnapping and death, you know. In this case, now it just seems like he was just setting up the whole scenario to be able to get away with this and then like have something to gain along with getting, you know, back at his ex-wife. But he's, I guess, yeah, he like having her this close as well, and like seeing her in pain probably, you know, fuels everything that he's going through. And then having the control that he has, you know, knowing where Nikki is and knowing that he's not necessarily in actual danger, right? Because he's the one in charge of everything. Yeah, I can definitely see the sadistic nature of that. But we also got Deb going to the station for the first time. First interaction between her and LaGuerta that we have seen. It went about as I would have expected. And we also got more background on, you know, Brian, which is interesting to see, as something that I was hoping for that we would get from this season, like just more background onto like why Harry gave him up. I didn't expect to see like Brian's early days, like figuring out kills and stuff like that. So that's also cool to see. But yeah, he's on the warpath now. We got maybe a dismemberment, because he hadn't dismembered anybody yet here. But yeah, he said he was going to basically, you know, take her apart or whatever. And that might be the start of what he does with these victims. We might even get to see the woman that we got in season 1, the one with the prosthetic hand. Maybe we only have one episode left, so maybe it'll be in season 2 if we continue to get that. But we also got confirmation from Harry that he's going to be pushing Brian away. I don't know what form that's going to take. Things are moving pretty quickly in this, so we'll see how this goes. We'll see how the finale ends up. But I think, of course, Dexter's going to find Nikki when he follows Spencer. But Spencer also does know the secret. We know that it doesn't get out completely, so Dexter's going to find a way around that situation. But it'll be interesting to see how he does it, which is kind of the point of this, I think, really, because like for people who have seen the show, especially like fans who have seen it like multiple times and stuff like that, you know, we know what's going to happen later on. So it's really just a matter of like telling the story of, okay, how it happened, which I don't even know if they necessarily did a good job. Over on Patreon, Janet was commenting on the writing and stuff like that, and kind of agreeing with some of my observations as far as like the like all these like little timeline drops that don't fit with the original timeline that was set in the original series. And I did like, you know, speculate that maybe it was like there was some involvement with AI, because honestly, I'll explain how I think they might have gone about that in a moment. But I think that at the very least, there was like some AI drafting involved. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think the way that they might have done it was taking all the transcripts probably from the original series, plugging them into like some sort of AI. I mean, it could even be ChatGPT, because like you can do that type of stuff with ChatGPT. Probably like plugged all the transcripts in and was like, hey, let's write something, like write a prequel series, or outline a prequel series that takes place when Dexter is like a teenager or graduating college, right? And then the AI would like take all these things, take all these things down, probably include a lot of callbacks to the season, right? And like different scenes to recreate. But it wouldn't get details perfectly, which is why I think we're seeing all these like little artifacts here and there where the timeline doesn't actually add up, because they probably did stipulate too, like, hey, like add characters here and there, give us like a plot line and stuff like that. And I don't mean to say like they used AI on this as like an insult. I don't like, AI is the future. I think we all understand that. It is going to be used, no matter what people's opinion of it is. It's going to be used in the future for making entertainment and stuff like that. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. It's already happening. They're already incorporating it visually, and I am sure, as with this, I'm sure it's being incorporated into the writing process. And there is positives and negatives to that. It does speed up the writing process. I can understand that aspect, but at the same time, it does kind of take out some of that human factor as well. So it becomes like this, where like it's just slightly off. And I don't personally know the process that happened to write this show, but for me personally, only having seen the original series one time, of course, I've gone back. I go back every once in a while to find like clips and stuff like that of stuff that I remember, but having only seen the show once, and I can like spot all this stuff that's like kind of off, for somebody that was like involved in the writing process like early on, to be getting some of these details wrong, or maybe not even wrong, maybe purposefully changing the details. It just kind of like doesn't really make too much sense to me. And like one of the only explanations would be, to me, is that like some sort of AI was used, or some sort of third party was doing a lot of the writing on this, right? A third party that didn't necessarily take in the original series in its fullest extent. Because as I said, like I've only seen it once and I can pick out these details. If they had just, before writing this, if they had just watched the original series, taken notes about like different elements they wanted to include in this, then I don't think they would have missed a lot of this stuff, because like the timeline was pretty clear. A lot of these story beats were pretty clear in the original layout of the original series. So let me know what you guys think about that. I might be way off with that, but I really don't think so. I mean, maybe in the finale I might even like go and give an example of that. I might like record something and see if I can get a similar result to what we got in this show from like plugging transcripts into like ChatGPT and then asking it for, to give me some kind of series like this, right? We'll see what kind of results I get, but look out for that in the closing thoughts section of the final video. But beyond that, like I said, I'm enjoying it for what it is. I'm definitely enjoying it way, way more than I enjoyed New Blood. I think it's because we have the familiar setting, familiar characters, but of course the story is somewhat new, with a lot of those callbacks, a lot of that nostalgia factor kind of tossed in here and there, but also more exposition, more kind of behind the scenes. For example, instead of just seeing the view of Harry bringing Dexter out of the container, we're seeing Brian's view, seeing the dismembered Laura looking back at the whole container, seeing her face there. I'm liking those type of things that we're getting here. If I have anything else to leave it at the end, of course. If you all enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and leave a comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.